All right, so this video right here is all about vitamin B12, okay? So this video is all about vitamin B12. So vegans typically, well, a lot of people say that vegans typically cannot get vitamin B12, but this is something that I've never worried about, ever. I never worry about this, but we're gonna go into what is vitamin B12, you feel me? What's its digestive process, as well as where to get it, you feel me? And how, people have gotten it, in the past, and how people are not getting it now, you feel me? Just all of this, it will be on vitamin B12. So vitamin B12, just to start out, vitamin B12 is a bacteria, okay? It's a bacteria, meaning that also, well, first let me say this. People think like, okay, if you eat the meat, you feel me, if you eat the milk, the cheese and all that stuff, you can get this vitamin B12 easily. Now, yes, to a certain degree, I would definitely agree with that because, first off, vitamin B12 is a bacteria, okay? What are these animals doing? What's their lifestyle like? You feel me? They're involved with dirt. You feel me? They're involved with the soil on a constant 365 days, 24-hour basis, okay? So they're always in the soil. They're always dealing with bacteria, okay? As well as these farmers are actually giving these animals B12, okay? So they have a whole lot of B12. That's why, they say you can get B12 from red meats, fish, and all these other animal sources, okay? But you don't need to do that, and I'm gonna show you why you don't need to do that. First off, you gotta understand that it is a bacteria, so they get it from the bacteria. So if we were in our natural habitat, you feel me, and we were in the actual soil, right, with our hands, right? Because you gotta think about it, like human beings a long time ago, we were involved with the soil a whole lot more than we are today, okay? Like in the modern world, you feel me, like we live in the concrete jungle, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But like if we lived back in the jungle, right, in the forest, then we would be involved with bacteria, with the soil, you feel me, the bacteria on a constant, basis. So we wouldn't necessarily have to worry about this at all because we're walking barefoot, you feel me? We're doing gardening, we're harvesting our, potatoes, our sweet potatoes, you feel me? We're dealing with the dirt, etc. Now, also, I will say this, they say that if you put, I believe it's cow manure on, spinach or a leafy green, then, as that plant grows, you feel me, it will have the B12. But you got to take into consideration that that leafy green is not going to be washed. If it's washed, as many times as, Americans are washing their foods before it even gets in their home, right? Because before it even gets in their home, these companies are washing the vegetables multiple times, okay, before it gets on your plate. Then you go to the store, you buy the greens, right? And you come back home and then you wash it again. So now, I know you probably are thinking like, damn, well, you got to wash your food because things are dirty, you feel me, pesticides, this and that, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, I get that 100%. But just simply put, like with you washing your food over and over and over again, like you're not going to get that so-called B12. So, but I get it. Like today we have to wash our food because of pesticides, you feel me? And there's so many other things, right? E. coli and stuff like that. So it's important and we have to wash our foods, especially today. But if we were in nature, we wouldn't necessarily have to wash our foods all the time because we're in harmony with our food. You feel me? We're in harmony with nature, right? So this is why, honestly, why my Instagram is called Tropical Jeremiah, because the tropics is just like where we need to be. But coming back, right? Animals get B12 from the soil, right? Farmers. Okay, so this is where animals get their B12. B12 is a bacteria, okay? Now, something else to keep in mind is this. What is the digestive process of vitamin B12, okay? So let's say y'all see that? Yeah. Okay, so what is the digestive process? So first, like most things, it goes through the salivary glands. Okay, so it goes, you know, first from your tongue, right? It's not the best tongue, but you know, it is a tongue. So it goes through, you know, the mouth, right? And it gets in contact with the salivary glands. Also, the only way that we get so-called vitamin B12 is through it attaching to protein. Okay, not meat. I'm just saying protein. Okay, so vitamin B12, it attaches to protein. Oh crap, protein. Okay, now, you know, of course, the farmers, you feel me, the people in the agriculture system and the farming and all that, they're going to say, okay, protein, yeah, meats, right? But as we all should know, protein is essentially amino acids, and amino acids, the building blocks of protein, okay? So protein will attach to anything, anything that is a protein molecule, okay? This can be animal protein molecules, or this can be, you know, plant protein molecules, okay? So the B12 attaches to protein, okay? And it comes to the body, and it starts out through going through the digestive process that it goes through is the salivary glands, and then it goes down to the stomach, right? I'm just gonna say stomach acid. Oh crap, I spelled that backwards. Yeah, that's acid though. Goes to the stomach acid, right? And then the stomach acid actually separates the protein and the vitamin B12, okay? Vitamin B12 is not free form when it's attached to a protein, okay, molecule. But in the stomach acid, this is where it goes from being attached to the protein molecule to becoming free form. So it gets detached from that protein molecule, okay? So once that happens, right? It then begins its the whole digestive process honestly starts in the very beginning, right? But it then goes from the stomach acid down to the intestine, okay? The large intestine, then into the small intestine, okay? Yeah, so that's what it does. And now some sources of vitamin B12 is nuri, okay? This is why you gotta have variety. When you have variety in your diet, then you can be able to maximize on things that you would have never thought, like, oh, I need that. Oh, I didn't even know I was getting that. Oh, well, I eat a very diverse vegan diet. So like, you know, I'm getting what I need. So, you know, a lot of people will think like, okay, you know, a vegan diet is so restrictive. It's not restrictive. Your mentality is just restrictive because you've been force fed a whole bunch of BS and you're subconsciously programmed to be a bot and be dependent upon the system. It's just that simple. You don't know what it's like to really eat food. You don't know what it's like to really, you know how diverse nature can be, how abundant nature can be, how many varieties of apples there are. You know, oh, it's a red apple, green apple, that's it. Oh, it's just a navel orange, that's it. No, there's so many different varieties that have different levels of minerals within it. This is why we need to be eating diverse. Why we need to be eating a wide variety of food, so that way we don't have to worry about things such as vitamin B12, because we're eating a wide range of foods, of plant foods. Okay, so other sources that you can get vitamin B12, like I was saying, is nuri, right? You can also get it from mushrooms, portobello specifically. Mushrooms. Okay, portobello specifically though. Okay, you can also get it from fortified foods. Now, I don't eat fortified foods. I don't do the cereals or nothing like that. For breakfast, I'm always eating raw. I'm always eating raw. I never eat, well, not never, but I have done it before. But for my typical vegans, you feel me, for my people who live in the city and stuff like that, you can eat, you feel me, fortified foods. Oh, actually, what am I saying? You can also get oat milk, you feel me, hemp milk, almond milk and stuff like that. And that will actually have vitamin B12. So fortified foods, okay? So the fortified foods, like I said, is almond milk, hemp milk, you feel me? You can do quinoa milk, you can do almond milk, oat milk, all of that, right? And then, you know, before we even get into the topic of like, oh, is oats alkaline and, you know, almonds and, you know, the alkaline versus that and this and that. Yo, it's all about balance, okay? To say the least, it's all about balance. You are actually not designed to be only alkaline. You actually need some acidity, specifically 1 part acid to 3 parts alkaline, okay? So with that being said, don't worry unless you are healing. If you're healing, right, and you got some ailments, then of course, be as alkaline as possible, okay? But when that's done, you don't necessarily have to be, you know, always alkaline. You have to, you know, be balanced. It's really, really best for you to be base. In science, they call it base. You know, according to the culture, we call it alkaline, but it's not alkaline, because if you were really alkaline, then you probably would have a whole lot of issues like nausea, like, you know, issues with your brain, right? Fever, right? A lot of issues can occur because, you know, you'll be experiencing metabolic alkalosis. We know about metabolic acidosis, but we were never taught about metabolic alkalosis, which is the opposite side of the spectrum. But if you want to do the fortified foods, you can do that. Me personally, I don't, and I still to this day do not worry about B12 at all. But do I think it is a necessary you know, vitamin to get? 1000%. But just so you know, fortified foods, oatmeal, you feel me? Almond milk, hemp, oh, that's an A. Hemp milk, right? Oat milk, almond milk, hemp milk, all your nut milks, they will have vitamin B12, okay? Now, something that's important. This is why you need to get a variety in your diet, because what pairs well with vitamin B12, okay? So what pairs well is folate. Folate pairs well with vitamin B12. That increases the absorption of vitamin B12, okay? Now, you can get folate easily, actually, and you can also get it from some fortified foods as well. Now, some other sources to get vitamin B12 is not only nori and mushrooms, right, and fortified foods, but also what was it? Oh, potatoes. Now, the thing about potatoes, I will say this. You can only get vitamin B12 if you are growing the potatoes yourself. They're very, 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 very easy to grow. I've grown it myself and had plenty. As well as when you grow your potatoes yourself, you'll know that, like, you know, potatoes don't typically grow that big, but they usually grow anywhere from like here to like small, you know, like they'll, you know, like here to like here. That's how big they'll grow. But you get them for potatoes. Now, in nature, you feel me? If we were harvesting straight from the land, like I was just saying, you'll get vitamin B12 for a fact, because the bacteria, not only on your hands, but also in the potatoes. So you can get it from that, as well as, you can get it from something else as well. But that right there is the presentation on vitamin B12, okay? You know, and yeah, that's it, really. We don't really need to worry. Now, look, I'll say this as well. You know, the importance of getting vitamin B12 is very high because, you know, it's good for cognitive function, okay? So that's a thing, okay? You can get things such as like anemia. So it is important to get. Do I think, you know, you can easily get vitamin B12? For sure. Do I think that, you know, if you are having issues with vitamin B12, that you should supplement vitamin B12? For sure. Like, that's definitely, you know, something that you can do. But it's also important to get a specific type of vitamin B12, and I believe it's called Cobaline. Cobaline vitamin B12 is important to get, okay? That's the one that you want to get. As well as something to keep in mind is this. In the digestive system, right? I don't know, let's say, right? So yeah. So this is your ascending colon. Or let's just say that's your ascending colon. This is your transverse colon. And this is your descending colon, right? And then this is I forgot what this one is called, but this is right before it goes out to the rectum, which is right here. Okay, right before your anus. All right. But B12 is actually produced in the human body as well. A lot of people do not talk about this, but vitamin B12 is actually produced naturally within the gut, okay, within your colon. But that depends on the health of your microbiome, okay? If your microbiome is healthy, right? If you are getting a very wide range of plant foods, of foods just in general, of different, vitamins, minerals, you feel me, bacteria, enzymes, etc. If you're getting a very wide range of all of that, then you will have a healthy microbiome, which will then say that you have vitamin B12 production happening within the gut. Okay, so you can get vitamin B12 from just that alone. Okay, this is probably why I do not focus. This is probably why I do not have to focus on vitamin B12, because I mean, like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually really, really good. I've never worried about vitamin B12 ever in my life, but I have looked up the information, okay? Years ago, as well as I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just looked it up right now, you feel me? Just to kind of revisit the information, but it's still the same, you feel me? Vitamin B12 is a bacteria, you feel me? It's found in the soil. Farmers are actually giving animals, vitamin B12 as a feed. You think, okay, you think animals have the B12, but it's not that animals have the B12. It's that it was given to them, okay, and that they're in their natural. Well, they're not in their natural environment, but they're in an environment where they are getting vitamin B12 easily. They do not naturally produce vitamin B12. Bacteria is what produces vitamin B12. Period. It is a bacteria. Okay, y'all. As well as, some, I think it's like this Mexican, it's this Indian tribe that was in Mexico. They actually had high levels of vitamin B12 because they, not only were they like foraging all of their food and stuff straight from the land, but they also were getting it from like ponds. Okay. So like when I was in Ecuador, I was actually drinking water straight from like the stream. Okay. And the water had, gold, silver, all of that in it. But the bacteria that is within the stream actually is, it contains, a vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 you can get from dang near anything, because it's a bacteria, okay? So the closer that you are, this is another, look, it implies the truth is just straight in front of you. You need to be as close to nature as possible. That's just what it is, okay? Because your health depends on it, okay? You'll get more vitamin B12 because it's a bacteria and it's found in the soil, you feel me? And if you're more involved in the soil, if you're walking barefoot, you feel me? If you're harvesting your food straight from the land, you're gonna get that, okay? You don't have to depend on people like the farmers to put vitamin B12 within the soil so that way the animals get it, and you go and spend money for suffering for the killing of animals just to get something that you could have got if your ass was in your natural habitat. Okay, and if you wasn't lazy to grow some potatoes yourself, Now I get a lot of women, you feel me? Y'all be like, men nails be so dirty and stuff like that. Probably talks a lot about them, but like as a male gardener, you feel me? You want your dude to be like, you want your dude to be, to be involved in the soil, okay? Because the more he is involved in the soil, the more healthier he overall is, okay? And it's not just vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is just one benefit of, putting your hands in the soil and allowing the dirt to get under your nails and sit there, okay? Now, I get it, it's nasty because you be thinking he ain't about to touch me with those hands. I get it 100%. But, of course, go wash your hands off. But, like, it's okay for him to be dirty and involved in the soil. It's healthy for him as well as, it's going to be healthy for you. You feel me? So, because y'all engaging and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's so easy to grow your own potatoes. I really want to make this clear. Take a potato. Put some potting soil in a pot, right? $5, $6 for the soil. For a bucket, go to Home Depot, maybe $5 for the bucket. That's 10, maybe 11, probably 12 with tax, right? Take a potato that you bought from the store. A pack of potatoes literally gonna cost you like, I don't know, $4 or $5, right? If not, you can grab a potato and just buy that one potato, and it's probably gonna cost you $1 or whatever it is, or maybe less. You put that in the soil and you literally just water that every day, or if not every other day, right? And watch what happens. You'll be very surprised. Give it about a month and you'll have 10x that amount of, of potatoes in the soil, okay? And by you just engaging with nature, that's how the universe set it all up. We're supposed to be engaging with nature on a constant basis. Hands dirty and all. We're supposed to be doing that. This is why I say we're jungle people. But with that being said, man, this right here is, the process of, vitamin B12, you feel me? Where to get vitamin B12, as well as what to combine vitamin B12 with, so that way you increase the absorption, as well as what vitamin B12 is, as well as where is vitamin B12 naturally produced within the body. And that's that. If you guys have any questions about, vitamin B12, definitely give your boy a shout. But yeah. If you want to supplement it, definitely go for it. But if not, then it's definitely possible to get it 100%, especially if you combine it with folate. With that being said, peace, y'all.